Hello and welcome to Patil Financial Services. This is Pranav Patil. Today we will discuss about the pharmaceutical sector. Now, if you look at the recent news from WHO, they have officially stated that end of pandemic. Now, most of you think, or the majority of people have made a perception that now the demand of medicines will go down because pandemic has ended, and because of that, how exactly the pharma stocks do in the future. So we will discuss these things and the five reason why I'm saying you should hold at least one pharmaceutical stock in your portfolio. Before that, we will understand few statistics about the Indian pharmaceutical sector. So India is third largest manufacturer of medicines in the entire world. India is the first country who provide the cheapest medicine in the entire world. Cheapest medicine. Then, if you talk about the GDP, the pharmaceutical sector contributes 4% to the GDP. I'm talking only pharmaceutical sector, not healthcare or skincare, the other divisions. Only pharmaceutical sectors contribute 4% to the GDP. If you look at the Indian pharmaceutical sector's revenue, it's almost 54 billion. I'm talking about all basically domestic and the global level as well. Rural, urban, all is somewhere around $54 billion plus. If you look at the domestic revenue is almost $19 billion plus, and rest is uh, export. Now, to whom majority we export? US market. US market is the first biggest exporter for pharmaceutical sector. Then we have Africa. Whatever the pharmaceutical medicines we export, I'm talking the value, 34% goes to US, 17% goes to South Africa. So these two countries contributes more than 50% of our export. Just imagine two countries 50% exports, and there's a just imagine the rest of the world is we are just a contribution of 50%. So what kind of opportunity is lying with other countries? I'm just trying to make that point. So if you look at the global medicine contribution of India is 20%. So if there is a 100 rupees value of medicine is produced in the entire world, India contributes 20%. Now still India is not independent in the pharmaceutical sector. The reason because API is not API. What is API? API is active pharmaceutical ingredients. It is the raw material which is used to produce the medicine. That's called as a API. Now there is a slight difference between the raw material and the API. API is not first level of raw material. It is the second level of raw material which is made from a first level of raw material. So it is called as a active component. API is nothing but raw material or active component which is used to make medicines. Now from which countries we get the APIs? China, Germany and US. Three major countries who actually provides the APIs at the very higher level. In the entire world, China contributes 34% APIs. So I explain you, API is nothing but active component or raw material which is used to prepare a medicine. Now this is all about the statistics. Now let's talk about the Indian pharmaceutical sector's stocks. The top player, if you look at it, Sun Pharma is the top player which has a market cap 2 lakh crore. Then we have Divis Lab. We have the market cap is 95,000 crore. Then we have Cipla 83,000 crore. Then we have Dr. Reddy 70,000 crore. Then we have Torrent Pharma 50,000 crore. Then we have Gland Pharma, Abbott Pharma, Alchem Lab, each 40,000 crore. Then we have Biocon 35,000 crore. Then we have Lupin and Aurobindo Pharma 32,000 crore each. So if you look at the top 10 pharmaceutical stocks market cap, it's somewhere around 6.8 lakh crore. I'm talking about the top 10 players market cap. If you look at the sales wise, the every quarter almost 50,000 crore sales is done by these top 10 players. Just imagine this 10 company contributes every quarter 50,000 crore rupees sales. Out of that, 10,000 crore is only contributed by this thing, Sun Pharma. This is all about the market cap. Now, why I'm saying, you must have heard about the end of the pandemic news from a WHO. Now, what happens? Why I'm saying you should hold at least one pharmaceutical sector stocks in your portfolio. 5 reasons. The first is, if you look at the restriction, API's restriction. The When we had a pandemic, there was a huge amount of restriction on certain level of medicines to export. There was a lot of restrictions on APIs as well from a different countries. There was a lot of restriction on importing of particular kind of medicines and the medical products as well. Now this is the end of pandemic. It is, there are certain countries have already removed the restrictions on few medicines. Even the India has also, reduced the restrictions on the export as well as the imports of particular things. There are countries like Germany or China have, started removing certain APIs restrictions as well. Because of that, there will not be a price war in the API section. So indirectly, APIs will be available at a very cheaper level and easily availability of APIs. That's one of the reason you will find that these companies' profit will be at the good level, because this the entire whatever you save at the APIs costing, it will help to boost the profit of these companies. So first reason is restrictions. There lot of restrictions are getting off. Lot of will be, completely go off in a few weeks or few months only. That is first reason. Second is, if you look at the lifestyle, I'm talking specifically now India. Every person spend 2350 rupees per year on medicine in India. Just imagine 2350 rupees into 142 crore. Just imagine the kind of market we have, the medical medicine market. If you are people of five people, five member family, approximately you spend 10,000 rupees in a year on medicine. Actually, if you are middle class, higher middle class or ultra HNI, and you are having, let's say, cancer or diabetes or BP kind of thing, then it doesn't make any sense to mention those numbers. Kind of medicines, kind of, money you spend on the buying the medicines. So the lifestyle of people are getting higher and higher, and people are more cautious about the health compared to what they were before the pandemic. They don't mind to spend a good amount of on the medicine. They wanted to have a very good kind of lifestyle. That is point number one. Point number two, the average spending is getting higher and higher. I mentioned that India's statistic 2,350 rupees per person spent per year. India's population is 140 crore, 142 crore plus. So just imagine the kind of market we have and the kind of demand will be there. And this numbers is getting higher and higher in coming days. If you look at the US market, US has already doubled the individual capita spending on the medicine is getting doubled and doubled in the last 2 years. So there will be a higher spending on the medicines. Indirectly, it will help to boost the profitability of these companies. The third point is, if you look at the India is third largest manufacturing hub. The reason, because we are still dependent uh, on the APIs, and that's one of the reasons still we are not able to produce the more cheaper rates for the medicines, because we are getting the APIs from different countries. But if you look at the government initiatives, government has allowed 100% FDI in pharmaceutical sector, and the kind of initiatives government is taking, and the private players also, putting a plans on the API section. So it will take another 1 or 2 years to for Indian pharmaceutical companies to have their own APIs at the good level, which will again help to push into different market. Currently we have US is a big market which contributes 34% of our export. South Africa is 17% contribution. So we have a European market, we have Asian markets as well. If you wanted to push into those market, we need to still have a price war, and for that we need to have our own independent on entire thing in the pharmaceutical sector. So that will come once the APIs will be produced in the Indian market. And because of government initiatives, in a 1 or 2 years, you will find a lot of APIs will be in the Indian markets only. The plants has already, projects have already started. The last point, if you look at the valuation wise, now we discussed about the IT sector, which has a top 10 players contribute 26.5 lakh crore. We discussed telecom player, top 3 players contribute 10 lakh crore. We discussed auto sector, top 10 player contributes 10 lakh crore. If you look at the pharmaceutical sector valuation, top 10 player contributes somewhere around 6.8 lakh crore. It before pandemic, if you look at it, it was very high, but post pandemic, due to restrictions on certain medicine, and there was not much demand, even the stores were, the other medicines were not sold at the pre-pandemic level. That's the reason you must have seen the pressures on the sales as well. But because of that, the valuations were hammered, and that's current. If you look at the current valuation is 6.85 lakh crore. Anytime it will go to 11 lakh crore. So 40% upside immediately you will find it. This is the valuation I'm talking about, the fund manager perspective, market cap level perspective. Now, if you look at the individual stock perspective as well, if you look at the top 5 players, I'm talking about the sales perspective. The Sun Pharma, Torrent Pharma or Cipla, Dr. Reddy, Lupin. These are the top 5 players of Indian pharmaceutical sector in a sales wise I'm talking about. Lupin sales is almost 4,000 crore every quarter, almost 4,000 crore. And the valuation wise, this company is valued at the 10th level, which is 30,000 crore. If you look at the pre-pandemic level, this company's valuation somewhere around 1 lakh crore. It is hammered due to certain reason. The profitability is also dented, but in a coming time, you will find the good profitability for a pharmaceutical sector. The profits were hammered mostly because of APIs and other things as well. So valuations wise, these companies are not valued the way the other sectors is valued. What I'm trying to explain you is, so I'm trying to compare the valuation with the other sectors as well. If you compare the other sectors valuation, pharmaceutical sector is not valued at the higher level. And in the coming time, the kind of lifestyle people are having, and the kind of security or the mindset they have about the medicines, they wanted to take a very precautious about the medicines, and that's one of the reason you will find a lot of sales. Indirectly, the valuations will be upside. You will find the India's culture is also getting changed. Nowadays, people are easily buying online medicines. Earlier, if you look at the before pandemic, it was not there the way it is happening today. So 2 years down the line, it will be in the similar fashion only. Entire pharmaceutical sectors, the sales, almost 30-35% sales will be from online sales only. Like you have a Netmats or Tata 1mg, these kind of things. Even if you look at whatever, if you wanted to do a test, they just simply tell you, okay, take this glucose test at 99 rupees, take this blood test at 199 rupees. They will come to your home, they will take the samples, and they will provide you the reports as well on your WhatsApp. So the kind of improvements and the kind of development that's happening in the pharmaceutical sector, it's beyond imagination. Trust me, in the coming futures, let's say 2 to 3 years down the line, you will find this valuation 6.85 lakh crore will be 1x, as in double. This is just an expectation looking at the current statistics. Again, I'm saying I am not asking you to invest into pharmaceutical sector or not to invest pharmaceutical sector. If you are taking any kind of position, do have a check the statistics and again take a position. Hope you have enjoyed the entire discussion. If you have any queries or doubt, you can mention in the comment box, or you can, WhatsApp me anytime. I'll be glad to revert you. Thank you for your time. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.